Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight. Trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Happy Yule, Merry Christmas, and everything else that comes along with it. This may very well be the last one that I make. We'll see what happens. But for those of you that are still hanging around, welcome. I hope you find this to be enjoyable and entertaining. I don't really know where to go with these. I feel like I've said a lot of the things that I think are really important, and I'm not really a big fan of repeating myself. So, I have an idea. I want to throw this out there. What would happen if I got a really cool book and mentioned the title of it and other people read it and then we get together and do a live and discuss it? I don't know. Might be fun, sort of like an online book club kind of thing. But these are not just any old books. These would be books that are super thought-provoking. I don't know. It's just a thought. I wanted to put that out there before I forget, because if I do continue, it may be something along those lines. I don't know. But again, it's time to just face the music. I don't really have the steam for this right now. I got my head in other things, which I can't wait to share some of that stuff with you guys. But first things first, the overarching theme of this little episode here is going to be, why choose when you can have both or neither, right? Because those are two options that very often we're not given. They say, oh, do you want this or do you want that? Do you believe this or do you believe that? And it's like, hold on a minute. Maybe I can have both, or maybe I don't want either one. Those are two very important choices to recognize. And I think that it's very liberating in ways that maybe you haven't considered yet. So I do want to get into some of that. But in that spirit, let's apply that. Let's take that idea and let's look at this particular holiday right here. Yule, Christmas, right? Or for some people, it might be Hanukkah, Yule, or whatever it might be. You got these choices, right? Maybe you already know what choice is the right choice. But I'm here to tell you, you don't actually have to choose. You can have Yule and Christmas. Let me tell you, it's kind of wonderful. That's what I do, okay? You don't need to choose. Well, I believe in Jesus. I can't celebrate Yule. Garbage. Well, I love Yule, and I think that, there was no such person as Jesus. You could still celebrate Christmas, because it's the same celebration. Okay, so there you go, right? It's not either or, it's both. That's okay. All right, so first of all, what the heck was Yule back in, way back in the day, right? This is something that comes to us from our Germanic, or you might say Scandinavian brothers and sisters, but I think of Germany, the Germanic people. By the way, Germanate, right? The Germans didn't name themselves Germans, okay? The Romans named them Germans. The Germanic people, Germania, Germanate, origins. There's something to be scratched upon there. Yes, there is. But we're not going down that rabbit hole today. So, Yule, Germany. What happened was, these were people that we would consider pagans nowadays, all right? They're living in the winter, way up north. It's cold and it's dark and it's tough, right? So, think about it, right? There's no electricity. You're not getting in the car to go anywhere. You're not flying to California to visit your family. You're not doing none of that. You just got done preparing yourself for winter. You're in the house, except for when you go out to get yourself a rabbit or whatever it is you got to do, and, go down to see the neighbor, make sure they haven't frozen. Okay, so community. This is where the holiday sense of cheer and community comes from, right? What else was there to do except for hang around and make big bonfires? Slaughter whatever animals you can get your hands on, eat hot hunks of them, drink mead. So the Yuletide, a wonderful, wonderful time of celebration and really just kind of taking a step back from the work that you've been doing all summer and all fall, all autumn, particularly in an agricultural society. But Christianity comes into Germania and to Scandinavia, and so of course you have people that they take to that. And so now you have people, and I'm not gonna go and ruin the article, because I'm gonna link an article on this subject. Excellent article on this subject. But suffice it to say that in the 10th century there was a fella named Hakon. They called him Hakon the Good, and he was a Christian ruler, but his kingdom was majority pagan. Right now, he himself, he celebrated Christmas, but Hakon knows, like, you're not gonna just make all of these, you're not gonna make all of these people just give up their Yule. So he's like, all right, what can I do here to bring everybody together? Because the last thing I need is division. I mean, why would I divide people in the name of Jesus, right? That would be stupid. So he goes, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Yule and Christmas at exactly the same time. You can observe either, you can observe both. And, oh, by the way, every man in the kingdom must drink a minimum of 4 gallons of ale during these festivities. I think that's kind of a neat law. You know me and laws. That's kind of a neat one. You must drink 4 gallons of ale during Yuletide. You might not catch me protesting that one too much, as long as it's good. Anyway, so if you read the article that I'm going to link, you'll see a lot of really interesting connections. But the bottom line is, you had people that wanted to celebrate Yule, and they also acknowledged Christmas and Christ and the whole thing that goes with it. And so they're like, why do we have to choose? Why choose? Why not just have both? And so, look, I was one of those people that used to be like, oh my God, Christmas is not when Jesus was born. You're right. The 25th of December is not when Jesus was born. We have no data that shows that that's when he was born. We don't really know, people, right? And that's okay. We picking a day to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you didn't know when your birthday was. You'd be like, man, I'm an orphan. Nobody knows exactly when I was born. So I'm going to pick a day, and that's the day that I'm going to celebrate my birth. Same diff, right? Huh? Okay, so I encourage everybody to get in the Yuletide spirit. 12 days of Christmas, baby. That's what we did this year. I mean, we usually kind of stretch it out, but we decided to really stretch it out this year because my son wasn't going to be with me this time around. So we really stretched it out. And look, some of you guys already know another fun astrological connection between Yule and Christmas. On the solstice, the day that the sun dies, right, because we barely see it, it's the 21st. It is now for 3 more days, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, dead. You cannot, with your eye, detect that the sun is going any higher in the sky. It's gone that same low arc for like 3 days. The sun is dead for 3 days. Then on the next day, the 25th, the sun is risen again, right? I mean, I realize this is, Easter is the resurrection, but the point is, right, you get all of this stuff as it relates to Jesus and certain other traditions that go way back, right? It's all very interesting stuff. And again, and here's the message, don't lose this. This is going to help you for the rest of your life. You don't have to pick either or. You can have both. You really can. I promise. I've done it. I haven't been incinerated yet. No spontaneous combustion, all right? It's really safe. Okay, so let's move it along. I freaking love you. I'm about to have a big old horn of mead later. One of my greatest gifts that I got recently was a cup made out of a horn. I should have brought it up. Anyway, by the way, the green screen, the lighting in here is not awesome. The last time I tried to shoot a video, I could not get the computer to recognize the shade of green behind me because it wasn't bright enough. So the whole video, I just have this green behind me. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not doing that again. So hope you like my chair. Other things that it's not either or, it might be both, or it might be neither, okay? Democrats and Republicans, huh? True statement. The Democratic establishment is full of demons that are trying to commify this country and garble the minds and bodies of young people. Okay, true, I believe that. The Republican establishment is running the country into the ground, completely backwards, upside down, and inept, and full of corruption. True statement. I believe that. Okay. So where does that leave us, right? Because, you're supposed to think, well, I either got to be Democrat or I either got to be Republican. Guess what, fellas? The correct answer is neither. Okay. Look, we're the ones that we've been waiting for. Okay, and this is going to go into my next either or, both or neither thing. We're the ones that we've been waiting for, okay? I know a lot of people that still have a lot of faith in former presidents. Faith misplaced. I'm sorry. I'm gonna play a couple of video clips here in a minute, but before I do, look, there's this fella named Ho Badin, okay? And yeah, he's a puppet, probably in more ways than one, and yeah, he's a sellout running the country into the ground, and yeah, he's not really in control, even if it appears that way, right? Appearances. There's another fella named Don. And look, Donnie T had a good run. It was a very, very interesting time when Donnie T was around. And I'm going to play you some things that Donnie T said that I thought were really interesting at the time that they were said. Because at the time that they were said, you know, a lot of other people were trying to say different things. So what he said came across as very genuine at that time. And now he's saying some things that are different. And, you know, it makes me wonder what's really going on. And I don't have the answer to that, all right? I mean, I have enough of an answer to know where we're going to go. And, you know, guys, I hate this. And this is one of the reasons why I don't think I'm going to really do a whole lot more with the videos. I mean, whenever the spirit moves me, I guess. I got to censor myself. Because otherwise what's going to happen is I'm going to put a couple hours into making this, and no YouTube's going to censor it for me. All right, I don't like wasting time, and I damn sure don't like repeating myself, and I feel like I'm doing a little bit of both when I make these videos because I'm censoring myself so that the whole thing doesn't just get canned, right? Look, the censorship is so bad, guys. I can't tell you what I think about. So I'm not even going to list the subjects. So many things I can't even be straight about because I'm afraid I'll get cut down and it'll just be a big waste of time, all right? Sucks. Some people might say, well, go to a different platform. Look, I got, 1,000 subscribers here, okay, off the backs of that whole craziness that happened a year ago, basically. I'm not going to some other platform and trying to build up a base. I don't need the money. I mean, yeah, the money would be great, but like I'm not motivated like, I'm going to do this to make a living. Like, no, all right? I got other ways that I interface with people face to face. I would love to keep this going. Man, if you guys can help me come up with like content, things to focus on, maybe I will, but just not feeling it. The self-censorship's killing me. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent there. I'm sorry. Look, Ho and Don, okay? Let me just play a little clip here real quick, all right? And we're gonna do some contrasting because a lot of people think it's either or. Well, I'm either with Ho and his whole thing or I'm with Don and his whole thing. I'm here to tell you that in this case, I think it's actually neither, okay? I think this is a neither, all right? Check out Don talking about some stuff a year or so ago. Maybe it's 2 years at this point. Good God. 2 years into this 2 weeks to slow the spread. Anyway, here's old Don.
It's actually good news that the virus spreads widely because that means that we have a better chance of developing population immunity.
It would go away without the vaccine, George, but it's going to go away a lot faster with it. It would go away without the vaccine? Sure, over a period of time. Sure, with time it goes away. And many deaths. And you'll develop herd, like a herd mentality. It's going to be herd developed, and that's going to happen. That will all happen.
We like the fact that there's a lot of cases. That's exactly how we're going to get herd immunity, population immunity.
Well, once you get to a certain number, you know, we use the word herd, right? Once you get to a certain number, it's going to go away.
It would go away without the vaccine? Sure, over a period of time. Sure, with time it goes away. And many deaths.
Okay, now look, that was very interesting. The man was very straightforward, and quite frankly, a lot of what he was saying seemed pretty reasonable to me. Now, the other fella, again, seemed like simple, reasonable stuff. You know, like middle school science stuff that I learned about you know, getting sick and getting well and the immune system and all that other stuff. Stuff that I learned in middle school. Makes sense. Very intuitive. We all know that a lot of things happened between then and now, and a lot of censorship took place. You had doctors that wanted to talk. They weren't allowed to be talking. You had, you know, people that wanted to listen. They weren't given the opportunity to listen. I mean, we all know what happened. I can't talk about it. But all that stuff happened, okay? A lot of fraudulent things and fake things and, you know, illegal things, and all these things happened. So now fast forward, right? Now Ho is in power, all right? Who, by the way, seems to be having about as much luck getting his stuff enforced on the ground level as old Don was. I mean, you know, I did a previous video that was talking about, you know, Don had this executive order that said you're supposed to do this with the elections. Ain't none of that happened, right? Nice stroke of the pen. We're your enforcers, okay? Same thing now, right? You know, Ho is writing his little strokes of the pen, and this freaking, you know, imposter witch that we got, the governor of New York State, whatever her name is, Lochill or whatever. people, let me just say it like this. Where I live in Brooklyn, we're doing what we want to do, okay? Because I'm out here with the Russians and the Jews and the Jewish Russians, okay? And we ain't having communism out here, okay? We're doing things our own way, all right? When I walk into my grocery store, I'm greeted with smiles. I'm going to just leave it at that, okay? When I go out to eat, nobody checking nothing, all right? I'm going to just leave it at that, okay? So we make our own little pockets. You find your own little pockets, okay? You feeling oppressed in Los Angeles? Well, pull an Elon and go to Texas or whatever the case may be, right? This is the thing. We're the ones that we're waiting for. We're waiting for some, orange-faced, white-haired savior to come along. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, okay? We're the ones that we're waiting for, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So now let's look at this other clip with old Don, all right? This is a very recent one, 2 weeks ago maybe.
Donald Trump and Bill O'Reilly wrapped up their four-stop history tour over the weekend with a pair of events in Texas. And during Saturday's show in Houston, the former president did a good thing in his own way. He spoke glowingly about the COVID-19 vaccines and gave them his unqualified endorsement.
We got a vaccine done in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take from 5 to 12 years. Because of that vaccine, millions and millions of people. I think this would have been the Spanish flu of 1917, where up to 100 million people died. This was going to ravage the country far beyond what it is right now. Take credit for it. Take credit for it. What we've done is historic. Don't let them take it away. Don't take it away from ourselves. You're playing right into their hands.
Okay, so maybe he's looking for a little too much credit rather than just doing the right thing. But kudos to the former president and Bill O'Reilly for promoting the vaccine. It is no secret that Trump voters make up a large percentage of the unvaccinated in the U.S. And if he can help in that effort, in whatever way, more power to him. But as the former president soon found out, not everyone in his audience was on board with the pro-vaccine and booster message.
Both the president and I are vaxxed, and did you get the booster?
Yes.
I got it too. Okay, so...
Don't. That's all. It's a very tiny group.
Is Donald Trump no longer lockstep with his base? If you need proof that his call and response relationship of those 2016 rallies isn't what it once was, take a look at this.
Yeah, more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden.
Right.
Than under you, and more people took the vaccine this year, so people are questioning how.
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get very sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine. But it's still their choice, and if you take the vaccine, you're protected. Look, the results of the vaccine are very good, and if you do get it, it's a very minor form. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine.
So, striking a very different tone there, as I'm sure you couldn't help but notice. Very different tone. And look, I'm not going to pretend I know what's going on. Did the man get threatened? Horribly threatened? His family, toe the line? I don't know. Was this whole thing from the start a WWE production? I don't know. Is the man a clone now? I don't know. Okay, I don't have the answer. All I can say is this a deep fake? I don't know. But what I can tell you is, you had Don then, and you have Don now, and you have what they're saying, and what they're saying is very different. And I'm gonna just say it like this: there are a lot of other people with less bravado that have come forward and said, "Hey, look, the science doesn't add up here, or here." I'm afraid I can't just accept what you're saying, and I've got some hard questions to ask you, right? They did it. They stuck their necks out, all right? And they did it, and they're holding to it, okay? A lot of people. I mean, I don't need to name them. Y'all know who they are, and if you don't, go find them, all right? A lot of people. Don couldn't manage to be one of those people. It's a fact. Don couldn't manage to be one of those people. The white knight that I would be looking for would be one of those people. Maybe not for you. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just telling you where I'm at, okay? I look at what happened on January 6th. Disgraceful. I basically saw that coming. Not to pat myself on the back, but I basically saw that coming. Don didn't see that coming. That's craziness. The feds were involved in what happened on January 6th, left, right, and center. Don had no idea. I mean, I guess it's possible. He was surrounded by criminals. You know, remember these people that were supposed to, like, you know, drop the axe and, you know, and freaking swing the nooses, right? Like Sessions and what was that other fella's name? Barr, right? That beady-eyed fella that didn't look trustworthy. Well, they weren't trustworthy, right? I got another one for you. Ready? This Durham fella? Take a look at this real quick. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Take a look at this, okay? I'll let you read that at your leisure. What does that mean? Well, listen, John Durham was chosen from within government, all right? Take a look at what his post was before his present post. Now take a look at this law. Oh, he's supposed to be chosen from outside government. So you see, it's baked in, fellas. Bill, what do you think? Bill Barr didn't know that? He's retarded? No, the man's got a law degree. He knew exactly what he's doing. The safety valve is baked in. The only people that are going to jail are little nobodies that you don't care about, never heard of, and will never hear of again. You think Team Clinton's going to jail? I'd love to see it. Who's going to do it? It ain't going to be Durham. Because if they get too close to Team Clinton, it's already baked in, okay? It's already baked in. All you got to do is get their current little DOJ fella to be like, oh yeah, by the way, this guy's illegitimate. It's right there. I just showed it to you. It's baked in. Right? Ain't nobody talking about that though, right? So listen, we got to stop this, oh, we're going to slow the march of tyranny and we're going to fix the system. And no, we're not, okay? We need a forest fire. It's coming. It's out of our hands. Right? It's in God's hands. And yeah, we win in the end. Yeah, we win in the end. Don't take all this talk as like pessimism. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. I had bacon. I'm going to have some good food later. Like, you know, everything's good. I'm in a place where I'm not suffering from all of this insanity that's going on out here in New York. Hopefully you guys are too. But look, this guy's not coming back to save everything. All right? He's not coming back to save everything. Just like they had Obama, who was the Pied Piper for that side back. The country was on the verge of revolution when George W. Bush was in power. Because people on both sides were like, this guy's insane. He's driving up the debt and he's getting us into wars and he's also stupid. What? And then Obama comes along, you know, slick, quick Barry Soetoro. And, you know, that calmed a huge segment of the population right down. Okay? And yeah, he did the same thing that George Bush was doing, right? He was bombing the crap out of people and killing kids with drones and, you know, shipping money over to militants in the Middle East and letting drugs in and la la la. I mean, listen, y'all know about Obama. The thing is, Obama was exactly what they needed to quell that part of the population at that time. Well, I submit that Don was exactly what was needed to quell a certain population at that time. Again, I'm not saying it was this or it was that then. But looking back now, what's left? What's left of that whole MAGA thing, huh? Is the wall even still up? I mean, I know parts of it are still up, but are they? Is it keeping people out? Not as far as I can tell. You know, economically, I don't need to talk about the economy. I mean, look, I really don't want to beat a dead horse because to me it's dead. But I feel like a lot of people are still struggling with this one. You know, the term Trumper. I've never been a Trumper. Okay, but I've been accused of that before, and other people that I know have been accused of that before too. And like, we're not even like go Trump or anything like that. Like, we thought it was a very interesting time when he was president. We had a lot of hopes, but you know, we were never, you know, on the train, if you will, right? The Trump train, as it's called. And so people get called Trumpers for just having certain beliefs because they've been associated with Donald Trump. It's fascinating, right? I mean, it's become like a derogatory term that's actually independent of the man that spawned it. It's amazing. Someone that I know that was skeptical about the vaccinations and had questions about the vaccinations was called a Trumper for having these questions. It was amazing. And meanwhile, you've seen Don just now. He ain't got no more questions. So to call someone a Trumper for being curious about the vaccine, you know, questions, uncertainties, you can't even call him a Trumper anymore, but people do. It's remarkable. Anyway, you know, Trump derangement syndrome. That's real. Better believe it, you know. So, look, we're the ones we've been waiting for, okay? If anything is going to save us as individuals or collectively, right? Because there's the individual and there's the collective, right? The country may burn, but I may prosper, or vice versa, right? I may burn and the country may prosper, right? So, you know, let's not get caught up in this collective mindset. Like, you know, I may be doing just fine while my neighbor's not, right? You are the one that you've been waiting for, okay? You need to get focused, stay focused on yourself and on your life. Look for good people to ally with, empower yourself. Forget these people in high places that you think are going to do amazing things. If they do, that's great. It's time to let it all go, all right? I do not see any amazing thing. I mean, look, if something is going to happen to these evil people in places of power, unless it's a lightning bolt or a meteor shower, a man or a woman's going to have to do it, right? If Hillary Clinton's getting arrested, a man or a woman is going to have to walk up, grab them, put the cuffs on, not get killed right there, and take them away to jail and process them through a court system that will then convict them and execute punishment. Where does anyone see the infrastructure for that? I'm not seeing it. So please, if someone sees it, tell me where that's coming from. Tell me where this hidden power is. This hidden power to arrest and deal with these extremely powerful people that have been entrenched for long periods of time. I don't see it. So this is not a doom and gloom message. This is a focus on yourself message. Trust in God. Trust in yourself. Okay? Forget these other people that you don't actually know. This is my last plea to that. Please free your minds, people. The savior complex, we got to get over it, all right? You want to believe in a savior? I got one suggestion. Beyond that, rely on yourself. Find friends you can trust. I got a few, okay? I trust them more than any of these folks that I haven't met yet that are just talking, okay? Sore disappointments. I think I got the Omicron. That's my little sniffle there. It's basically the common cold. Anyway, so I think I pretty much touched upon the things I wanted to touch upon. Like I said, I'm sorry, fellas. I'm in a different groove. Speaking of that groove, let me touch on that groove real quick. There's some things you guys absolutely need to know about. Look, I got a passport. You should have seen this passport application that I put in, okay? I got rid of my old passport that I filled out their forms their way years ago. I took this passport application, I filled it out my way. I had non-assumpsit without prejudice under my signature. I put in, they were like, oh, enter your country here if other than the United States. I put in America, okay? Because there's a difference between the United States and America, right? Elon Musk, by the way, keep your eye on him. Now, I'm not giving you another savior. No. But a good man, I think, worth watching to see what he does, okay? This man, I'm all over the place. Can you tell? This man, 1 minute he's got me wondering, what is he thinking with this whole Neuralink thing? His whole idea is, look, AI is a thing. The only way it's not going to destroy us is if maybe we have some kind of input. So we better figure out how to connect our brains to the computer so that hopefully we can keep him in check. Now, I don't know whether he's right or wrong, but that's a neat idea. But as far as what he's saying about the things that are going on, he's giving me a little bit of hope. I mean, it would be amazing if we had an anti-George Soros. You know what I mean? Like, you got George Soros out there throwing his money around doing crazy stuff. Trannies in Transylvania, you know what I mean? Funding all over the place, right? What if we had Elon Musk over here building a freaking robot army to defend us against the Chinese drones and the thing? And be like Fallout freaking New Vegas for anybody who's played that. But anyway, Elon Musk. High hopes, zero expectations. Keep your eye on him, though. You never know. You're the one. We're the ones. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Okay? Not Don, not Joe, not any of these other people that you have not met and probably never will meet. Not any of these other people that are under pressures. I ain't mad at Don. Did they threaten his whole family? Did they show him a clone of himself in a test tube and say, or else? I have no idea. We're living in a crazy world where all kinds of things are possible. I ain't mad at him. Statement of fact, Don ain't gonna save nobody. If he had a time, his time is past. You don't believe me? Listen again to what the man has been saying. He's on a different page. He's towing the line. For anybody who knows what's in these vaccines, I got nothing else to say. Don, you had a good run. Let me know what you think about the book club idea. I'd like to see that happen. But returning to my passport thing, I put this passport application in. The guys at the post office didn't even want to take it. It was that crazy looking to them. But they sent it, and I got my passport back. And I got a certified copy of the application, and it's all on there, right? They crossed out my middle name because they're like, oh, we can't find any record of this guy's middle name. So they crossed that out, and you can see that. But where I put America for the country, they didn't cross that out. I wonder why. Looking at the application is so revealing, okay? So now I have a passport when the documentation to prove that I have told you guys that I'm a state, a state, I'm a New Yorker, right? Of the country, right? Of New York, as opposed to this United States corporation, right? I got it all on paper, so if they want to be like, oh, we got jurisdiction over you, buddy, United States citizen, be like, what you talking about? I already cleared this up with you guys, right? That's what this is about. It's about walling them off so that my jurisdiction is common law, and if you want to F with me, you got to step into that arena, and I know what I'm doing in that arena, buddy. Right? That's what this is about, by and large. I got a foundation going, okay? I'm not going to mention the name of it right now, but let's just say that I'm an ordained minister now, and I got a ministry, and it does not have to file taxes. I got the IRS's own code, right? If you were to look up the IRS publication for religious organizations, right? You will find the IRS has got a nice, fun document there that explains how religious organizations don't actually have to file taxes, and you don't have to ask for an exemption. Because if you're asking, well, then you're under their jurisdiction, aren't you? But if you're a religious organization, then you're not under their jurisdiction. So you don't have to ask. This is in their own paperwork, people. But nobody tells you these things, right? They want to tell you got to start up an LLC if you want to avoid liability and protect your assets, right? Why? Because an LLC, you pay the state and they retain control. The game is rigged, folks. And at the bottom of it all is law. You've heard me say that before. You see what I'm saying? Repeat, repeat, repeat. I just can't do it no more, okay? Anybody that want to work with me one-on-one, hey, reach out to me. I'd be happy to brainstorm with people. I love working with people one-on-one, okay? Of course, it'd probably help if I checked my email a little bit more often. I got 5 emails. What can I say, all right? But I would love to help people with stuff like that. I love law. You don't know anything about the law? I don't know what to tell you. It's at the bottom of everything. Why do you think I'm worried about the mandates that happen here? First of all, I don't go on mandates. I go on woman dates. No, that's a joke. But in all seriousness, right, I ain't worried about the mandates because you mandate New York City people, or United States citizens. How do I know this? Well, because when illegal immigrants come in, you can't mandate nothing. Why? Because they're not citizens. It's right in your faces. So I'm an American, United States citizen, so these mandates don't concern me. Right? You can have that freedom too, people. It's there, out there for you. Check it out. hisadvocates.org. Check it out. Totally worth it. Anyway, I got my foundation. I got my passport. Getting everything squared away. Life is beautiful. I got bank accounts for that foundation. Went to Chase Bank. Guy didn't know what I was talking about. So he went and he got a supervisor. Supervisor knew what I was talking about. So they set me up with an account for an unincorporated association. My ministry is an organization, but it's unincorporated. Boom, there you go. They knew exactly what I was talking about. I got a bank account, moving along nicely. Listen, fellas, I'm just telling you now, I'm doing it. It's working. Y'all should check it out. It's a beautiful thing to step outside of that system further and further and further. Yeah, feeling good, feeling powerful. I hope you are too. Stay blessed. Merry Yule. Happy Christmas. May we all continue to be exceptional in good ways.